Real words about the law and being sued for debt. What to expect as a poor person in a rich man's game. Brought to you by yourlegalega.com, your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. You may have heard that justice is blind, which oddly enough was meant to suggest that justice is fair in America. It's blind to class and race and all the rest, supposedly. But if you're being sued for debt, you've probably heard of another saying that's more in line with what you do and should expect. It's a big club and you ain't in it. If you're going pro se, that is to say representing yourself, you're going to have some trouble getting the attention of most judges. They're not going to value what you say as much as they'd value what a lawyer would say, especially a lawyer for a corporation. Most judges are on that side of the fence, and they're definitely from that side of the tracks, if you know what I mean. So let's say there's an institutional bias, a prejudice against you. But I am saying most judges, after all, and some don't share that bias. As a general rule, judges do have a sense of fair play as far as playing by the rules, although again, this is just a general rule. If they care about the outcome of a case, I'd say they'd be pretty results-driven, never minding the rules. But in fact, most of them do not care about the outcome of debt cases. On the whole, they seem not to like them, and we've all heard that debt collectors are notoriously heartless and dirty, and judges know that. And here's another general rule of the courts. Most judges regard cases involving less than a couple $1,000,000 as being sort of trifling and not worth their time. That's a thing you should never forget. It's a question of who they blame for your case wasting their time. I think they start with the sense that you are to blame if you bother defending yourself, but this can change, and we want it to change. You didn't bring the suit, after all. But you're defending it when most people don't, and the judges think you probably do owe somebody the money, so they kind of blame you. This is all hardly a ringing endorsement of the process, I know, but probably nothing new to you either. So why am I still so sure that you have an excellent chance of winning if you fight these cases? I think it's the general feeling that courts have rules called rules of evidence and civil procedure that judges do expect to be followed. They'll forgive corporate counsel a few transgressions, but in the final analysis, they want the rules to be followed, and the cases can be reversed on appeal if they aren't followed. And the judges are people, after all. The more time you spend with them, providing you keep your goals in mind and mind your P's and Q's, the more the judges will like you, and the more they'll listen to what you have to say. And you will have the law on your side. That does matter, and it usually makes all the difference if you know what you're doing. And that's why we're here, to make sure you do know what you're doing. Just be aware that whatever they say about cutting a break for non-lawyers in the justice system, and they do in certain unimportant ways, you're probably going to be held to a higher standard than the other side's lawyer. You're going to have to know more and do a better job than the other side. You can do that. It just takes work and a certain humility. The lawyers on the other side are not the greatest legal minds. The debt collection business draws business people, and the business they're in means they won't spend a lot of time on your case. They won't have a lot of the stuff they need for the time or the time to get it. And your job is to show that to the judge in a way he or she will listen to. It's a challenge, but it can usually be done and will be helping you. If you're going to do it as a pro se defendant, don't look for the easy way, look for the right way. And that's going to take a lot of work, sporadically, for what can seem like a long time. It's worth it, though. You'll be using and strengthening muscles you didn't even know you had. And at the end, you'll probably consider every minute you spend on it well, if not fun, and much of it will not be fun, at least worth it, well spent. Most of our members do eventually win their cases, I think. They don't all talk to me. That's why I don't really know. But most of the people that I do talk to, they say they won. We talk elsewhere about why that's so, but just remember it won't be the easy way. It will need to be the right way. Helping people protect their rights is what we do. Protect what's yours and don't let the debt collectors rip you off. yourlegalega.com